No one. The boot-shaped country. Italy is a country located in southern Europe, with an area considered quite small and undernourished, at only about 301,000 square kilometers. With this area, Italy is the 10th largest country in Europe, but is only about 6,000 square kilometers larger than the state of Arizona in the United States. Although Rome has a history of more than 2,700 years, Italy is one of the youngest countries in Western Europe, having only officially unified in 1861. Despite its small size, Italy has always been among the most popular destinations for tourists. According to the 2023 report of the United Nations World Tourism Organization, Italy ranked 5th globally in terms of international tourist arrivals, with over 60 million visitors each year. Today, Europe has 3 active volcanoes, and interestingly, all of them are located in Italy. The most prominent among these is Mount Etna in Sicily. Known as the most powerful volcano on the continent, Etna still erupts frequently, with the most recent eruption on the 2nd of June, 2025, forcing thousands of tourists to evacuate and disrupting hundreds of flights. In addition, Italy has more than 1,500 lakes and is home to 2 independent countries entirely within its territory, Vatican City and San Marino. The Vatican is not only the official residence of the Pope, but also the smallest country in the world, with an area of just 0.49 square kilometers. With a population of about 59 million people, Italy is currently the 4th most populous country in Europe, if Russia is not counted. Notably, the proportion of people over 65 years old accounts for up to 24% of the population, the 3rd highest in the world and the highest in Europe. The average age in Italy is currently 46 and is expected to rise to 54 by 2050. This has drawn serious attention from political and religious leaders, along with policies to encourage families to have more children in order to improve the declining birth rate. Italian is the official language of Italy, San Marino, the Vatican, and is also used in some regions of Switzerland, Croatia, and Slovenia. Experts consider it quite easy to learn, especially for French and Spanish speakers, as up to 80% of the vocabulary is similar. The name Italy originates from the Latin word vitulus, which means a calf. This refers to the country's original agricultural roots, particularly in the southern regions, where livestock farming was an important part of the economy. Number 2. Italians are extremely superstitious. Italians are famous for being superstitious, with many unique beliefs that can leave quite a few tourists shocked when discovering the country. Among these, the number 17 is considered one of the unluckiest numbers. This superstition originates from the Roman numeral XV7, which can be rearranged to form vixi, meaning "I have lived," a phrase that evokes death. This belief is so strong that many hotels in Italy skip the 17th floor, and ITA Airways, the national airline, omits both row 13 and 17 on its planes to avoid bringing bad luck. In Naples and many other regions, people believe in the protective power of the cornicello, a red chili-shaped amulet. This symbol represents the horns of the moon goddess in ancient European beliefs, with the ability to ward off misfortune and attract good luck. Interestingly, for the cornicello to work, you must not buy it for yourself but receive it as a gift from someone else. When invited to an Italian's home, you should also be mindful of certain taboos to avoid creating a bad impression. You should never whistle indoors because that sound is thought to resemble howling wind, which could summon evil spirits. You should also never place a hat on the bed, as this action implies mourning. During meals, make sure you are not the 13th person at the table, and avoid opening an umbrella inside the house, as this is believed to bring bad luck, especially in financial matters. Number 3. Italian women, beautiful and talented. Italian women have long been famous worldwide for their Mediterranean beauty, with fair skin, shiny black hair, slender noses, high cheekbones, and especially their alluring figures with full busts and hips. Although compared to other European countries like the UK and France, Italian women are less prominent in international beauty contests. This is because they focus more on the fashion arena rather than beauty pageants. But what makes them truly special is not just their looks, but their strong personalities, pride, and independent spirit. They are proud to be those who perfectly balance family tradition and modern life. On the streets of Rome or Milan, you can easily see Italian women dressed elegantly, exuding confidence, and conversing with graceful eyes and charming smiles. What is impressive is that Italian women play a very significant role in society. More than 55% of university students in Italy are female, and they often excel in fields such as art, architecture, medicine, and social sciences. In the economic sector, businesses owned by women contribute nearly 20% of the total value of the private sector, demonstrating their strong business acumen and breakthroughs. About 25% of Italy's diplomatic corps is female, making Italy one of the leading countries in Europe in terms of the proportion of women on the boards of government agencies. In love, Italian women are famous for their passion, straightforwardness, and also their subtlety. They love with all their passion and emotion, yet they never accept being dependent. The single rate among Italian women is currently quite high, especially in major cities like Milan or Rome, as many choose freedom and career over traditional marriage. Since Italy is a prominent tourist destination, women in this country are also very open and friendly towards foreigners. Marriage reports show that they are also open-minded, as they are willing to marry and accompany foreign partners. Do you want to know how to impress Italian women? Leave a comment with the number 3, and I will reveal more for you. Number 4. The Cradle of the Mafia. When it comes to organized crime, many people immediately think of the Yakuza in Japan or the Bratva in Russia. However, in this community of crime, Italy has always been regarded as a sacred land. The very word mafia originated from the name of a criminal organization on the island of Sicily in the 19th century, namely the Sicilian Mafia, also known as Cosa Nostra. Today, besides Cosa Nostra, Italy still has many other powerful mafia organizations, such as the Camorra, 'Ndrangheta, Sacra Corona Unita, and Stida. Some experts estimate that the activities of mafia organizations in Italy generate assets of up to 129 billion USD, equivalent to about 7% of the national GDP. In Sicily alone, considered the headquarters of Cosa Nostra, up to 80% of businesses and companies have to pay regular protection fees to operate in peace. Although the mafia still exists, you don't need to worry too much when setting foot in Italy. This country is still considered one of the safest destinations in Europe for tourists. Speaking of the Italian mafia, it's hard not to mention the image that has become legendary in popular culture, which is the film The Godfather. First released in 1972, the first part of this film is still regarded as one of the most successful American movies of all time. The film currently ranks second on IMDb's list of the top 250 greatest films of all time, with an impressive score of 9.2. Number 5. The Haunted Island in Italy. If Sicily makes people think of the Mafia, then Poveglia is famous as the most haunted island in Italy. Legends say that from the time of the Roman Empire, this island was once a mass burial site for victims of epidemics, intended to isolate them from the healthy community. By the 14th century, when the Black Death ravaged Europe and claimed the lives of 75 to 200 million people, Poveglia continued to serve as a massive grave for around 160,000 people. Many victims were even burned alive when they had just contracted the disease. In 2009, the production team of the reality television show about paranormal phenomena called Ghost Adventure set foot on Poveglia. That trip became an unforgettable experience when they claimed to have encountered many strange occurrences. This officially put Poveglia on the list of the most heavily haunted places in the world in the eyes of those passionate about ghostly topics. Today, the island is completely abandoned. Locals and tourists are prohibited from approaching it, and fishermen in the area avoid fishing nearby for fear of accidentally retrieving human bones. The Italian government has repeatedly planned to restore the structures on the island, in the hope of turning it into an eco-resort. However, all projects mysteriously ended without reason, making the island even more mystical in the imagination of the people. Do you think Poveglia is truly a terrifying place? If you have watched the Ghost Adventure show about Poveglia Island, leave a comment with the number 5. Number 6. Coffee culture in Italy. Coffee for Italians is considered an inseparable part of daily life and culture. Italy is the birthplace of espresso, the rich, concentrated coffee with a smooth crema on top that has now become a global icon. Each morning for Italians usually begins with a hot espresso while standing at the bar, sometimes accompanied by a sweet cornetto. What's special is that Italians rarely take coffee to go, or sit long in a cafe. They usually drink it quickly, exchange a few words, and then leave, as a prelude to the new day. Italy is also the birthplace of other famous coffee types such as Cappuccino, with its smooth milk foam, the gentle latte, the rich macchiato, and the pure dripping ristretto. Each region of Italy has its own coffee drinking style, but all follow a common principle. The coffee must be fresh, strong, and always achieve perfection in every drop. Interestingly, Italians are very strict about how coffee is consumed. Cappuccino is only for the morning, never after lunch. Espresso is the standard choice for any time of day. Italy has more than 150,000 bars serving coffee, and the Italian coffee industry also makes a significant contribution to the economy. The country's coffee beans are exported to more than 200 countries and territories, with total annual revenue reaching over 2.4 billion USD. Number 7. The wine powerhouse. Mentioning Italy without talking about wine would surely be a major omission. This country is not only one of the oldest cradles of winemaking, but also the largest wine producer in the world, with an output of more than 50 million hectoliters each year. Italy is home to more than 500 native grape varieties, and over 400 regions granted DOC and DOCG certification, seals that guarantee the wine's world-class quality. Many Italian wines have won the most prestigious awards in the industry, affirming the country's special position on the global wine map. Because of this reputation, a bottle of Italian wine is not cheap, with standard bottles usually ranging from 30 to 40 USD. Among them, some premium wines such as Biondio Santi Riserva are priced at thousands of USD. However, there is a place where you can enjoy the country's fine wine completely free. In the small town of Caldari di Ortona, there is a wine fountain that flows with locally produced wine 24 hours a day. Pilgrims and hikers often stop here to enjoy a refreshing sip of wine along their journey. However, this fountain is not for those who come just to take advantage of its generosity, so please enjoy it in a civilized and responsible manner. And when it comes to fountains, it's impossible not to mention Trevi, the largest fountain in Italy at 26.3 meters high and 48 meters wide. According to legend, if you throw a coin into it, you will have a chance to return to Rome. Each day, nearly $3,500 are thrown into this fountain, adding up to more than $1.5 million a year to donate to charities that feed the poor. Number 8. The land of heritage. Italy currently holds the world record for having the most UNESCO heritage sites. These are not monuments meant only for books or glass displays in museums. In Italy, heritage lives within the rhythm of daily life, where every step you take touches a piece of history. In Rome, the Colosseum stands tall in the heart of the modern city. Its cold stone steps once bore the feet of gladiators and trembled under the cheers of 50,000 spectators. Today, those weathered stones are still carefully preserved by Italian craftsmen, as a way of safeguarding the pride of a bygone empire. In Pisa, the Leaning Tower rises prominently over Piazza del Duomo. Every year, thousands of visitors climb its 294 steps not just to admire the city's panorama, but to feel the strange sturdiness of a structure that has leaned for 8 centuries. The people of Pisa still tell stories of the tower leaning a little more after each major storm, as proof of its miraculous endurance. Florence gives the sense of stepping into an open-air museum. The red dome of the cathedral, the ancient bridges, the sculptures right on the squares, all still hold the beauty that once made Michelangelo and Leonardo pause to sketch. Amid today's pace of life, street musicians still stand by the Ponte Vecchio, drawing their bows across violins, continuing the sounds of a city that once enchanted all of Europe. Cinque Terre is a ribbon of color clinging to the cliffs by the Ligurian Sea. There are no cars, no shopping malls, only fishermen setting out at dawn, children playing ball on red-tiled rooftops, and narrow paths leading you through ancient fishing villages. A boat ride with the fishermen helps you understand. This place is not just beautiful, but a way of life tied to the sea. The Amalfi Coast concludes the journey with pastel houses stacked on cliffs overlooking the Mediterranean. In the evening, as the sun sets, every balcony lights up with glasses of white wine and conversation. This is not a place to simply admire and leave, but a place that makes many choose to stay because of its beauty that blends nature and human life. Number 9. The art capital of the world. Italy is known as the art capital of the world, a title well-deserved as the country is home to more than 4,000 museums, galleries, and collections, 240 archaeological sites filled with ancient ruins, 60 UNESCO World Heritage sites, and 501 historical monuments. It is the birthplace of geniuses, such as Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, Raphael, Donatello, Caravaggio, Titian, Botticelli, and Bellini. Their masterpieces not only left a mark on history, but also helped shape human civilization. Italian art does not stop at visual art, as the country is also the cradle of ballet from the 15th century, opera from the late 16th century, and the place where composers like Rossini, Puccini, Verdi, along with Pavarotti and Monteverdi, elevated opera to its peak. The first violin in the world was also created in Italy, in the workshop of Andrea Amati in Cremona, before Antonio Stradivari mass-produced them. Even common musical terms, such as scale, andante, allegro, presto, or vivace, originate from Italian, thanks to the modern notation system developed by Guido d'Arezzo. Besides art, Italy is also the capital of luxury goods, producing about 40% of the global output of luxury items. Famous brands such as Prada, Versace, Armani, and Valentino have built a powerful industry, bringing in more than 100 billion euros each year to the economy of the boot-shaped country. Number 10. Italians are passionate football fans. Football is not just a sport in Italy, but an essential part of the country's cultural life. From historic cities like Rome, Milan, and Turin to smaller towns, each place has its own team competing in Serie A, the highest league in Italian football. Clubs such as Inter Milan, AC Milan, and Juventus have become symbols not only in Italy, but also around the world, thanks to their outstanding achievements and large fan bases. This king of sports was actually introduced to Italy by the English at the end of the 19th century. However, it was not until the 1930s, during Mussolini's era, that football truly rose to become the most beloved and famous sport on the international stage. It was during this period that the Italian national team achieved its first major successes, marking a golden era with 4 World Cup titles in 1934, 1938, 1982, and 2006, matching Germany's record and second only to Brazil. Italian football fans, known as tifosi, are the soul of this sport in the boot-shaped country. The word tifosi in Italian once referred to people suffering from typhus, a vivid way to describe their uncontrollable passion when cheering for their favorite team. Have you ever experienced the electrifying atmosphere of an Italian stadium? Leave a comment with the number 10 if you think they are truly passionate supporters. Number 11. The land of luxury cars. Speaking of Italy, it is impossible not to mention the almost fierce love Italians have for cars, a part of national pride, creativity, and lifestyle. This is the homeland of some of the world's most renowned car brands such as Ferrari, Lamborghini, Maserati, Alfa Romeo, and Fiat. Each car is not just a means of transportation, but a work of art, the result of a passion for speed, exquisite design, and cutting-edge technology. Ferrari is seen as the symbol of speed and luxury, headquartered in Maranello, and has almost become a national treasure of Italy. Lamborghini, with its angular and powerful designs, is dubbed the raging bull of the racetrack. Maserati conquers with its perfect blend of elegance and sportiness. Meanwhile, Fiat, the popular brand, has been part of the daily life of millions of Italian families, especially with the compact and charming Fiat 500, once a symbol of the post-World War II Reconstruction era. Italians not only create cars but love them with all their hearts. On Italian streets, it is not hard to see cars polished to a shine, with drivers considering them an inseparable part of their personal identity. Car races such as the Monza Grand Prix or Mille Miglia have also become beloved cultural events. Not only a producer, Italy is also a strong consumer market for sports cars. About 40% of Ferraris produced are consumed domestically, or in the European region, where Italy is the hub. Furthermore, the automotive industry contributes billions of euros each year to the Italian economy, providing jobs for hundreds of thousands of people. Number 12. Italians change the way people see the world. Eyeglasses were first created in Italy at the end of the 13th century, changing the way we see the world in a literal sense. The earliest versions were made by Italian glassmakers in Venice, who crafted lenses to help people with poor eyesight. Over time, eyeglasses evolved with the introduction of corrective lenses and more comfortable designs, transforming from a luxury item into a daily essential for people all around the world. Italy is also proud to be the birthplace of the first thermometer. Around 1603, Galileo Galilei invented an early temperature-measuring device known as a thermoscope. By 1612, physician Santorio Santorio improved this device by adding a scale, turning it into the first true thermometer that we still use today. Another proud invention belongs to Antonio Meucci, who demonstrated a communication device functioning like a telephone in 1860, 15 years before Alexander Graham Bell's patent. Although he could not afford to protect his invention, in 2002, the United States House of Representatives officially recognized Meucci's significant contributions to the creation of the telephone. In addition, Italy is the cradle of the world's first humanitarian banking system. In 1472, the Monte dei Paschi di Siena Bank was founded with the noble goal of lending money to the poor and needy to make a living. More than 500 years later, this bank still exists and has become one of Italy's largest financial institutions, a testament to the compassion that has always accompanied Italian innovations. Which invention impresses you the most? Feel free to share your thoughts. Note 13. Famous delicious dishes in Italy. When it comes to world-famous dishes, pizza is certainly the name that any food lover immediately associates with Italy. This dish is made from a round, flat dough, topped with rich cheese and ripe tomatoes, accented with a bit of basil, olives, and aromatic oregano. From the simple margherita pizza with tomatoes, mozzarella, and basil, to the flavorful marinara pizza rich with garlic and oregano, the Quattro Stagioni pizza, with 4 sections representing the 4 seasons, the creamy Quattro Formaggi pizza with 4 kinds of cheese, and the Sicilian-style Siciliana pizza with onions and anchovies, all offer the renowned Italian flavors that everyone wants to try at least once in their life. Equally famous is spaghetti, the slender, long pasta that has become a symbol of Italian cuisine. From the simple spaghetti aglio olio with garlic and olive oil, the light spaghetti al pomodoro with tomato and basil sauce, the rich spaghetti bolognese with minced meat, the spaghetti cacio e pepe with cheese and pepper, to the spaghetti alle vongole with fresh clams, or the Roman specialty spaghetti carbonara with bacon, they all captivate diners. Each region of Italy brings its own preparation style, making spaghetti endlessly diverse and fascinating. Finally, don't forget to try gnocchi, the traditional small, thick dumplings made from potatoes and cheese, sometimes adapted with flour, semolina, or breadcrumbs. In Tuscany and Lombardy, the soft malfatti gnocchi with ricotta and spinach will satisfy you. In Naples or Campania, don't miss the strangula private gnocchi with fresh tomato sauce. And in Sardinia, the Sardinia Malarettis gnocchi alla Campidanese with sausage sauce is a perfect choice for anyone who loves rich, hearty flavors. Have you tried any of these dishes? If you think Italian cuisine is truly delicious, leave a comment with the number 13. Number 14. Fascinating festivals in Italy. Once a year, the city of Venice transforms into a giant, colorful stage with one of Italy's most famous masquerade festivals. The vibrant costumes, intricately crafted ornate masks, and lively music from street bands turn Venice into an unmissable destination every February. This festival dates back to the 12th century and truly gained renown in the 16th century, attracting crowds of visitors to take part and admire the spectacle. No less unique is the Orange Battle Festival held in the city of Ivrea, also in February. This event carries deep historical significance for the locals, where the plump oranges are not just familiar fruit on the dining table, but have become a cultural symbol. In an atmosphere filled with the scent of ripe oranges blended with red wine, thousands of participants freely hurl oranges at one another to cast away worries and welcome new joy. You'll surely find it hard to forget the lively vibe and the rich, sweet taste of oranges during these festive days. If you want to relive the atmosphere of the Middle Ages, the Giostra del Saraceno Festival in the Arezzo region is the perfect stop. Held on the first Sunday of September, the festival authentically recreates the challenges between knights. From the blessing ritual by the Bishop of Arezzo to the parade in traditional costumes, everything takes spectators back in time. Especially impressive are the knights in shining armor on horseback, wielding long lances to compete for points against wooden targets, creating a majestic scene while ensuring safety. Number 15. Cost of living in Italy. When you set foot in Italy, one of the first things that will pique your curiosity is the cost of living in this country, famous for its art, cuisine, and ancient cities. Depending on where you choose to stay, your financial experience will vary greatly. In bustling cities like Rome or Milan, Renting a one-bedroom apartment can range from $850 to $1,200 per month. But in smaller towns or peaceful rural areas, you'll be pleasantly surprised by much more affordable rates, starting from just $400 to $700 per month. If you want to truly experience local life, try cooking at home. On average, you'll only need about $300 to $400 per month for fresh ingredients from local markets. However, if you're a fan of Italian cuisine and love enjoying authentic pizza or pasta at restaurants, each meal at a casual eatery costs only about $10 to $20. Getting around in Italian cities is also an experience worth trying. With a convenient public transportation system, you only need to spend about $35 to $55 per month for a bus or metro pass. If you enjoy staying active and keeping fit, don't hesitate to sign up at a gym, with membership fees ranging from $35 to $60 per month. Gyms in Italy usually have modern spaces and enthusiastic trainers ready to assist you. Overall, the monthly cost of living in Italy ranges from $1,200 to $2,500. This is a reasonable cost considering the quality of life, rich culture, and amenities offered by this historic and artistic nation. And those are 15 fascinating facts about Italy. I hope these 15 facts have given you a fresh perspective on this amazing country. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss our next journeys. Which fact impressed you the most? Leave a comment below. We're excited to hear your thoughts. The information is for reference only, so please do your own research before making any decisions.